Hello, Jonathan here. In this video I'm going to look at a couple of usability problems that I've noticed while using Blogger. Blogger is a web-based blogging tool that's owned by Google, and the issues are with the administration interface for blog owners. So this is the administration interface for Blogger. The first usability issue that I'm going to look at is here with the primary navigation. The problem is really around the settings menu and the way in which this is handled. As you can see, if I choose settings, then I'm given a range of additional options listed here. But if I click settings for a second time after effectively opening the menu, it doesn't close it. So effectively it only has functionality in one direction. It opens a new set of options, but it doesn't close them. And the expectation is that the settings link will have further functionality associated with it. The failure to indent here as well is a little bit of a problem because visually it looks as though these menu options have actually got the same level in the hierarchy as these options. When they aren't, there are a set of submenus, but they don't behave like submenus. They behave like menu items. This is easy enough to solve. You're going to have an accordion style menu which collapses and opens. It needs to behave like one. The behavior here is unconventional, and because it's unconventional, it causes usability problems. The second usability problem that I'm going to look at is the use of other as a label for a navigation item, which you can see here. You can see this kind of approach adopted quite frequently in user experiences. It's usually other or more that are used as the labels. From a user's point of view, they're a bit of a problem because the only way to really get a sense of what's inside these functional groups is by choosing the option. And then generally speaking, it tends to be a dog's dinner of options and functionality that the designers could not really slot into their existing menus. To be honest, it's usually a sign of a poorly thought through user experience because with a little bit of time and effort, my experience is that the functionality that you might be tempted to put into other and more can actually be slotted into the navigation structure with some further work on the way in which it's arranged. The final usability problem that I'm going to talk about today is the result of inconsistency in the user experience. Again, I'm going to look at the settings menu, and the issue becomes quite apparent if we go to basic. Now, within this, we have the option to add a custom domain. It isn't really relevant what the functionality is here. It's the behavior that's important. So if I simply make a change here, there is no option anywhere on this screen for me to save the change. So the natural inclination, for me at least as a user, is to assume that that change has now been automatically saved and moved to another menu option. But as I do so, I'm given this message, which actually indicates that my changes have not been saved. From this point, I've got no real sense of what I'm supposed to do next beyond cancel the change. Now, if we look at the other options in the settings menu, we gain a Save Settings button here. But this Save Settings button is not applied consistently across the user interface. So it's not part of basic. It is here, and here, and here, but not here. And it is part of this menu. So what we've got here is an example of inconsistency in the interface called usability problems. And it's quite a significant problem because it looks to me as if changes that I make here cannot be saved.